Go on and download yourself a copy of Blender. It's open source and free for people like you and me, so we can do stuff in 3D.
Okay, everyone. Hello, and welcome to my first Blender tutorial ever. I'm going to be showing people how to use the RAGmoTron, a little script I just wrote to help people do Ragdoll animations in Blender. Anyway, what this thing does is it creates hit boxes around all of the bones in the armature, and then applies a rigid body joint, a generic 6-degree of freedom rigid body joint to all those boxes. And it also applies the same constraints, or copies the constraints over if you have an IK chain set up. So hopefully the better you have your character rigged, then the better the stuff will work. But anyway, okay, first of all, you can run it from your scripts menu, if you know how to put it there, or alternatively, you can download this blend file, or just download the Python file and run it from here, which is what I'll do. So first of all, you got your armature, and this is an armature that I stole from Make Human, which is actually a great way to get a model from anything. You just download the Make Human, make your file, save it as a collada file, and then import it and into Blender, and then you open the mesh. It already has the armature. Open the mesh in Edit, and then select it all, and then separate it by material. Okay, anyway, I'll get to this eventually, I swear. So, you have your armature here, and we're just going to run the program, Alt-P, and make. So, obviously, it creates the hit bones around the armature thing. It has not connected them to the armature because, well, basically, I haven't figured out a way to unconnect them cleanly, so I'm making that an option, so you know. Be careful, it gets messy. You have to undo it by hand, and if it's this kind of model where you have like a jillion freaking bones, then you don't want to do that. Also, no physics. Whenever you connect the bones, it'll activate no physics, which will go back and to the original. Any children of the armature, it will deactivate or remove them from the physics evaluation, so that they will not constrain the bones either. So. Anyway, this is the first one set up. We created our thing. Good. We can also remove, oops, sorry. You can only work on bones, so we could just remove it real quick or make it again. And I also included this offset thing, so you can make different, every time you make one, it removes the last one, so you know, you can just keep trying different stuff. But there's only this offset thing, and honestly, I don't know why I put it there. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. So 0.10 seems to work pretty well, so that's what I use. You can mess with it if you want. Anyway, then that's pretty much it. Once you've made it, it sets up these bones already with the generic bone thing joint. Man, I'm having trouble. Sorry, y'all. I get this right. I'm trying to do the thing. But anyway, so you have your thing, and then you go. I'm going to change to another screen because Blender gets mad at me when I try to run the game engine with that thing. So anyway, hit P to run the game engine, and blah, pain, etc. Go back here, and I've already forgot to mention I record game physics to IPO, so that all I have to do now is press Control A, and the same thing will happen to the bones. Now you notice, obviously it's not connected to the bones. It's very slow, which is partially because of the recording for the webcam thing. But anyway, so it falls, blah. Anyway, so you might notice it's a fairly bad animation in general. It just it's blocky and it's bad. And if I connected it and did the thing right now, it would probably look horrible. But what you can do also, so I'm going to go and select another armature I've made with slightly different stuff. So there we go. So remove it. The problem was I just hadn't selected the right thing. It has to be an armature selected. Anyway, so I have this other armature, and what I've done with this one is, you can see I've set up all these things here with the what do you call it? IK chain. So it's all constrained to the IK chain. So as I've locked and everything, and it has all these rotations. And what this will do, if you make this into a the Ragdoll thing, it will then, these values from that rotation, blah blah, yeah, yakety, you get it. It's really not that complicated. Also, the script does not create a hitbox rather, for any bone that has an IK solver on it. Right here. So this has an IK solver constraint already on it, so it does not put one there. Also, any bone that is a non-deforming bone, does not have deformed geometry on, it does not create hitboxes for those. Anyway, so anyway, you go, and this guy, if I do the same thing to him, and hit P, and animate the thing, he will behave slightly better, because he's got some restrictions on his thing. I'm not doing a whole lot of the animation here, because you can figure it out. And the whole thing was to, so hopefully this will work on any armature. You see this guy's got 10 fingers, 10 toes, so this is a fairly complicated armature, and it's created the bones, hitboxes all the right size. And so anyways, hopefully as complicated as your model and your constraints and IKs get, hopefully that will make the model more realistic for the falling and the dying and the killing and whatnot. So that's pretty much it for this thing. Oh, sorry, you would go ahead and hit connect. Oh, it gives you a big warning to say, blah, don't do this unless you're sure, because like I said, once you do this, you make it, and all of a sudden your bones have all these copy rotation and copy rotation constraints on them, and you can't get those off without just manually doing a lot of clicking. And remove will not work for a number of reasons. If anybody's a Python programmer, you can tell me why Blender gets mad when I remove a constraint from a stack with the program. You could let me know, please. But anyway, so that's it. Attach the thing once it's connected, and then run the program, which is probably going to, and then it's saved to the IPOs, and that's it. For right now, there's no, it does not do a number of things. You can't really pose, once you get it hooked up, you can't really pose them anymore unless you actually, you know, do the bones, the boxes themselves. I'll work on that. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Let me know how, if this is useful to you or anything, or if it's fun, or if it's dumb, or if you think I'm retarded, or whatever. Just something. Blender rules, by the way. Rah, rah, rah. Hail Blender. And that's pretty much it.